Hi.
Melanie Wyman from ADP.
Melanie, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you,
Zero,
Mr.
come on
Cooper.
in.
Thank
Have a
you very
seat.
much. Well, I'd love to give you one of my business cards if that's all right.
Sure, great.
I'd love to grab one from you if you have that
Okay.
available. Perfect.
go.
Thank you so much. Well, I
Great.
know as a successful business manager yourself and the founder of the Marco Company, you're taking valuable time out of your week to meet with me. So I'd like to respect your time and make it as beneficial as possible.
Sure, thank you.
It usually takes about 15 to 20 minutes. Is that going to be available for
That'd
us?
be fine, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well, I've heard such great things about you from Andy at the Cotton Bowl game.
That's right. Too bad it was a
Yeah.
big loss for us, though.
But we had a great season. You know, great
Very
season. Did you
nice.
make it to any of the games?
No, I didn't make any this year. It's just a little too busy.
Have you been to the new stadium that's in at all?
I've driven by it,
Okay.
seen it. It looks nice.
Beautiful. It's so nice. It's a great upgrade. Well, anyway, after talking with Andy at the game and learning more about your company, I'm very excited to be talking with you about how our companies can partner up. And we have very similar concepts, if you don't mind me saying. You at the Marco Company are all about giving your customers' business a competitive edge in the grocery industry. Well, we at ADP want to do the same thing for you in terms of your payroll system.
Okay.
We want to give you a competitive edge in order for you to spend less time on payroll and more time with your customers. How does that sound?
Sounds nice.
Okay, great. Well, in order for this meeting to go as planned, I'd love to talk to you about research that I've done on your company and confirm some facts about that. And then also I'd like to find out what's working and what's not working in terms of your current payroll system. And then move into talking about how ADP will work for your company specifically.
Got it.
Anything else that you would like to go through in this meeting?
No, that sounds fine.
Okay, great. And I know price can sometimes be a concern for our clients, so I'd love to push that until the end and let you know everything about that, and also inform you about how investing in our company can help you save $50,000+ per location and using that elsewhere in your company. So I'm
Okay.
very excited about explaining that to you
Sure.
later on in the program.
Great.
Great. Well, obviously as the founder, you may or not be in charge of direct implementation and payroll terms. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
We have it's part of our HR group here.
HR group, sure. And if
In
would
this
that-
location.
In this location,
Yeah.
correct. And would that division of your company be available to meet up this week if things go as planned today?
Well, we have, I don't know if you know much about how we're structured and organized, but we have the parent company, which is Marco, and we have 6 separate operating units that are all independent.
Mm-hmm.
So we do not do payroll across all of those divisions.
Okay, just for the one Marco division that we're
Correct.
looking at today.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And this division is probably the most well organized from a payroll standpoint.
Okay.
We use Paychex. We've used Paychex for years.
Okay.
Very comfortable with the system. So, from a headquarters standpoint, there
Okay.
really isn't. Other divisions have different systems and things they use,
Yes.
but here we're really in pretty good shape.
Okay, great. Well, there's always room for improvement, so I'd love to talk with you about that.
Sure, yeah.
Also, moving forward, have you had any experience at all with ADP?
No, I've heard about it, but
Heard about it?
no, we don't. None of our divisions use ADP. We use
Okay.
Paychex here.
Paychex.
We use local systems in many of our other plant sites. Some use their own home-developed systems as well.
Do you have any specific names I should know about in regards to who's in charge of payroll for this division?
Well, as I said, the HR group, takes care of that. But again, there's nothing really that we need.
Okay.
We're really in good shape here
Okay.
in the Marco division.
Is there any concerns that you have at all? You're in good shape, but is there anything else that you can see improving on at all in your program?
Not in this division. I mean,
Okay.
some of our other divisions have had issues, and I'll be glad to, kind of what I thought is to get a little information from you, and
Sure,
we'll see
yes,
if it
yes,
might
of
apply
course.
really elsewhere. We have limited resources, so for here,
Okay.
I don't see a big, burning platform for us to address it at Marco.
Okay, so you don't see anything here, but you see potential in other locations.
Yeah,
is what you're saying.
our thermal division, for example, Chris Elliott's responsible for that group. It's a smaller group. When we've had management meetings, he's talked about some complexities in payroll. He's got a local firm that he's used that I'm not sure he's 100% pleased with what's going on there.
Okay. Do you know any primary concerns with his?
He's had some tax reporting issues
Tax
that I know
issues.
came up. And that's a smaller division, so
Okay.
he does it. So he's responsible for
He's
payroll
100%,
management there.
okay,
So he
perfect.
does it in his evening time a lot.
Evening time, and how many hours do you think he spends doing it?
Well, that's a small group, so I don't know. It's bi-weekly pay, probably 5 hours every week, or every bi-week. So he's 10 hours a month, maybe, something like that.
Wow. And how many employees is he in charge of?
They've got 15 to 20.
15, 20? Okay. Well, perfect. And if you had to put a number between 1 and 10 on a scale of how satisfied Chris is with that particular payroll system, what would you?
He's not happy at all.
Not happy at all.
No.
Okay.
That's why actually, here we're in good shape.
Okay. Good
We're
shape.
a 10. He's
Perfect.
probably a 1 or a 2.
Oh wow.
He's doing it, and he's had some tax issues, and he's expressed frustration. In our management meetings, sometimes we talk about common issues, and
Yeah.
he's brought that up.
Okay. Well, I'm happy that I'm here for you right now because ADP can definitely overcome those challenges and hopefully bring that 1 or 2 even up to 10 based on what I can about to show you in the demonstration today. Does that sound great?
Sure.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'd love to move forward and maybe give you a little bit of more information about ADP.
Okay.
We, of course, have our payroll system in place. We also do a few other systems, as you may be aware of. We have a human resource department as well, and time and attendance. I don't know if you've heard about buddy punching, but we also have buddy punching is when friends may punch in for another buddy and add more time, so you're overpaying employees,
I see. Okay.
which also
Got it.
adds a lot of costs. So
Got it.
ADP completely cuts that out. That kind of
Got it.
thing.
How long have you been with them, Melanie?
I've been with ADP for about 2 years now.
Okay.
Yes, I'm a
How many
recent grad.
customers do you have responsibility for?
Currently, probably about 23 customers, and they're different businesses
Got
for
it.
the
So
moment.
you take care of, that's one of the other issues as we look at moving to any new kind of vendors is how you're going to service the account. Sounds like you're relatively new still.
Yes, sir.
Usually most of our reps are a little more senior, just to be
yes.
straight. So.
Yes, sir. So you're a little bit concerned about my experience.
Well, if I have
being
Chris
new.
come in and we want to talk about a
Yes.
payroll system and we got a kind of a new rep, he's going to ask some questions about it.
Sure. Well, I'd love to let you know that with Andy in the program back at Baylor, we went through the professional selling program, which is the top in the nation. So coming right out of college, I was already set ahead of a lot of people in the sales industry. Then moving into ADP, we have at least an 18-month training process. And I promise you, being in front of you and a very successful businessman like yourself, ADP would not be comfortable putting someone that they're not 100% confident in. And if things were to arise that maybe I'm not as experienced in, I am not one to shy away from asking for help when I need it, sir.
So we had a system freeze or something, what do we do?
System
If I
freeze.
call you?
You can directly call me, yes, sir, but there's also a 24/7 hotline. So if you say it comes up at 2 in the morning, you got caught up at work, you're doing some work on your own, something comes up 2 in the morning, 24/7 hotline is available for you for ADP. And I also, with me, if you'd like to look at afterward, I have a letter from Andy himself addressing the concern about experience that I may have lacked, but he can personally attest that. I will leave that with you for afterward. Does that adequately address the concern here?
Yeah,
a little
we'll
bit?
see. That's, in the end of the day, it comes down to if we start working together,
Okay,
how do
yeah.
you take care of things? But
Sure.
usually, we like to see reps that have a little more experience, so we know
Sure.
they kind of take care of the account, but that's okay.
We can definitely move through this day by day and kind of go by things as they come along and make sure everything's going to be to your satisfaction.
Okay.
Okay, great. So I'd love to move on and show you a little bit of how this is actually going to go down and with the payroll system. As you see, I'm pulling out my cell phone device. It can also be done on a laptop or an iPad, so it's really accessible wherever you go. Here we are. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and do a demonstration for you today. So try the demo, and we're going to start. All right, if you go ahead and press the payroll button for me, please. Perfect. Then we're going to resume weekly.
Well, we do bi-weekly pay.
Sure. So this is just a demonstration.
Oh, okay.
So for your specific
You can
company,
change
we would
that?
change it. Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
Got it.
So resume bi-weekly. Great. And you're concerned with the compliance and the security system and that sort of thing and making sure that tax reporting, everything's up to check. Well, we go through, after you submit it to us and we go through the whole process, we make sure 100% that nothing will go wrong with your system and your numbers and accuracy before it's submit anywhere else.
Okay.
So, and we also have a direct deposit. So instead of having to write a bunch of checks and then get mixed up and numbered, everything is on here for you.
Okay.
So you can press resume. We'll continue on. Perfect. All right, and this is a list of everyone's hours they've worked and their salary this far. You can click on a random name, any name. Perfect. And you can go in and change anything you need to change. Any overtime hours, you can add that here, preview everything. And then once you've went through and checked all your employees, you can go ahead and press the preview button.
So I'm still manually inputting the information here. It's not downloading it from any of our systems directly.
Yeah, you directly put it into this system.
So I have a manager type it in.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then you can go ahead and calculate it, and everything will come up as before you even send it to us or anywhere. You can see, okay, this is how much money that it's going to require to pay for everything.
Mm-hmm.
You can go through and check and see if anything's off, and then before you approve it, and then once you realize, okay, this is what we need, you can go ahead and approve payroll. And Mr. Cooper, you just did your first payroll. How long do you think that took?
Not too long. I mean, we didn't put any information in though.
Yes.
I mean, that's part of the time-consuming part in whatever system you're using is inputting the information, right?
So you're concerned about, yes, this didn't take that long, but we still didn't
You
put all
have to put it
information
in.
Yes.
Right.
Well,
and, I mean, this is all wireless, right?
Yes.
This is through the wireless network?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because everything we do is computer wired. You know, if I've got bank records in there of an employee, you know, there's been a lot of hacking lately. You know, we had the Target scam over the holidays.
So you're concerned about hacking into the system since it's not directly...
Yeah, we're not a big company, and
Okay.
I don't know what kind of security protections are on that. What happens if somebody hacks in and all of a sudden they withdraw $200,000 out of our account through some
that's not
fictitious
good.
person?
Mm-hmm. Are you familiar with online banking and their security system?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, we use the same exact system. We have encryption codes that don't allow anyone to hack into our systems at all. We're not affiliated with the cloud, so even though we are wireless, we don't affiliate with the cloud. Because
So is that different than what Target does? I mean, because I assume Target's a massive corporation.
Mm-hmm.
They would have had security on, and all of a sudden all their data is compromised.
Well, yes, what you're referring to with the Target incident, we have spent $2 million plus now renovating our security systems and making sure it's up to date. So currently, everything is checked. And I also have recent testimonials from a customer talking about the security system and how they've overcome and that everything is great. And I can also leave this with you along with the letter to help alleviate your concerns a little bit in that aspect. And we also have 100% liability. So if anything were to happen to hack through our system that we believe is 100% liable, we will take care of everything for you.
Okay, so
no
somebody
loss.
hacks in, okay.
No loss. Your information is secure with us.
Well,
Does
that's good
that
to know.
adequately address your concern?
Yeah, I mean, if you cover it in case there's a problem, then...
Everything is covered. That is something that we promise is if you invest in our company, we'll make sure that nothing goes wrong with your payroll system. That way, we take care of your payroll so you can take care of your customers.
Okay.
One less thing you have to worry about.
Nice, all right.
That sound great? Okay, perfect. Well, I'd love to show you how I can add that. As I mentioned previously in our meeting at the forehand, that we can save you per location around $50,000. So I'd love to show you how we can do that for you.
Sure,
Mind
okay.
taking the time? Perfect. So you said that we're going to have about 15 to 20 employees for the division we're implementing if we were to go ahead.
At Thermal,
correct?
right.
Okay. So we'll just say 20 on the high end side. Are you aware of a salary amount average that each employee is getting at the moment?
Oh boy, it ranges. We have some salaried people, we have some hourly people there. I don't know if you average 75,000 maybe.
75,000? All right. I'll go ahead and run that number and see how much yearly you're spending. So if we take the 20 times the 75,000, we spend about $1,500,000. Does that sound
Sounds about right.
about right? All right. Now, we did some research and partnered with the Nucleus Research Company. Have you heard of anything about them?
Mm-hmm.
They did a study with companies before and after implementing ADP into their organization, and they found that 1.2% of the money spent on payroll can be saved and then used in their businesses just by eliminating human error and also from overpaying their employees.
Okay.
Not overpaying them. So if we take this money that you're spending currently on your payroll system, multiply that by the percentage they found, you will get a savings of around $18,000 for that.
Okay.
Which is money you can be spending elsewhere in your company in that one division.
Got it.
And you're expanding. So I'm aware that you're 24 out of 25 of the major grocery chains.
Right.
So that number can help you get to 25 out of 25, 100% domination in your field, which would be great for your company and very exciting moving forward into the growth that you've experienced, starting with 5,000 square foot and 5 plastic products up until even out of the country. I think that can be something really exciting for your
Nice.
company.
Okay.
So after hearing about the value and hearing about how ADP can work in that division, are you comfortable with moving on and maybe bringing Chris into the equation and seriously considering?
Yeah, we let our
ADPs?
we let our division managers operate fairly autonomously. We don't do a lot cross divisions yet.
Okay.
It's one of the things we've talked about.
Okay.
So certainly Chris is the decision maker on this location. He's the one who's had more issues than any of the other groups, so it would be appropriate to talk with him.
Okay, perfect. And on my way out, is it okay if I grab his business card from him to make sure that we can set up a meeting and
Yeah, well, I
move
probably don't have
forward?
any cards there.
Okay.
He works, his facility is in Ohio,
Okay.
and then he's here in Dallas every other week, though.
Every other week.
So he's not here this week, he'll be here next week, and then he'll be here in 3 weeks. So he's 1 week there, and so forth.
Would there be a time next week for me to meet with him in the Dallas area?
Let's see, he's usually in some manufacturing sessions usually the middle of the week, like Wednesday is a day where we do some management things together, so I'm usually with him.
So you'll be there as well.
Right.
So all three of us can maybe get together Wednesday morning.
Probably afternoon would be better on Wednesday.
Okay. And I'll make sure to follow through with that with you and make sure we come together and discuss more in depth about ADP and what that would actually look like. And we also have a 1-month trial period we can implement. If after that meeting we're still a little unsure, we can implement a 1-month trial so Chris can try it out and see if he can go from that 1 to 2 to a 10 and then go from there and implement ADP full time. How does that sound?
Yeah, so he doesn't need any special systems to run he just needs a laptop computer, an iPad or something like that. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. But he still has to put the data in the system, correct?
Yes, sir.
So he's got to manually load it. It doesn't, like if we have a human resources system where people put their time in, the ADP software is not going to talk to that.
Oh, we can sync them up through that system. If it's on a computer and it's in their system, we can link them together and make sure that that's one of the security things as well. Is we can make sure that those numbers are the same numbers going into the system, and you can transfer the numbers directly into our system.
So then you don't actually have to manually input it. Then it'll transfer from our system into.
Yes, you can manually input changes as they occur, and that's one thing that with our system, and it different from other systems, is that you can go in and change it and improve it and see the total before submitting it anywhere, which is a really cool.
Now, as I said, Chris had some issues on the tax side. I think they were when the Medicare laws changed, and for certain workers, you have to have supplemental Medicare tax. Do you guys watch that, or do you have a service for that to ensure that we're complying?
So you're a little bit concerned about the compliance with the new changing laws and labor laws?
Well, we have a small organization.
Yes.
With
it's hard to keep
with a local company like that, I'm not sure if he has all the that's what caught him and then we had to correct and fix that, and then you have a penalty you pay if you're not managing that properly.
Okay. One of the things that we do at ADP is we have a labor law compliance poster. And with anything changes within the IRS or the Department of Labor, anything changes at all, we have a poster that we can post that we change out in your office weekly as it changes. And then that way you can look on the wall and see, okay, this is the new law. I have to comply to it. And when you submit information to us, if things aren't in line and you happen to miss anything that we printed up on the posters, we will go ahead and inform you about it and change it before anything is submitted. That way, no fees, no penalties. And if anything is missed, we take full responsibility for that.
Got it.
Does that adequately address your concern, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Because that's when our smaller groups, again, they're independent companies. So we really rely on the regional managers, the district managers there to be taking full responsibility. And like our group is a little larger.
Yes.
We got 100 people. We have a human resource group, and so we're a little more sophisticated maybe than some of the regional operating companies are.
Great. And I will make sure at my meeting with Chris and yourself, that I will bring more information on the compliance side and discuss that more in detail. I do want to be cognizant of our time. I don't want to take too much time. So I will be sure to bring that, and I look forward to meeting with you next Wednesday afternoon.
That'd be fine.
Sound great?
Great.
Thank you so much for your time.
Melanie, it was nice to meet you.
It was a pleasure.
Thanks for
Thank
coming
you
in.
very much.
Great. There you go.
Thank you so much for agreeing to come out with everybody. I'm sure you've been through that quite a few times now.
Oh, no problem.
My first time.
You did great. Very good.
I'm just glad I got through it. Whew.
No, it's a piece of cake. How'd you do time-wise?
It was like about 10 seconds
Yeah.
away from 20.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's why I was a little